All right, guys, welcome back. Part 2 of the product research in 2019 series. If you haven't watched part 1 already, go watch that first and then come back here. We've already set our filters in Jungle Scout. Now we have all of these listings open up here. We'll be going through there and analyzing what we should be looking for in a market. Let's do it. Okay, here we are. So as you know, we just found all these products. If you need a little refresher, go watch part 1 again, like I said. But let's click in here and look at these products, analyze them. We're now through finding the ideas and we're on to analyzing the markets. So this is a new day, new task. So these first thing we have is these cold brew coffee bags. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that any one of these is going to be a good product, but I think it would be helpful for a lot of you guys just to see how I kind of do this, what my mindset is through it, and kind of just hearing me talk my way through it. So first thing you want to do is change it to all departments. I can't tell you how important that is. You're going to see way different results if you're searching for the product and doing, your product analyzation just in one specific category. That is going to hurt you in the long run, big time. So make sure you have all departments. First step. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take the broadest key term and we're going to search it in Amazon. So right here, this is kind of a common sense thing. You're going to see what are 3 words or less that I could use to describe this product. So I would say a cold brew, so 4 words or less, a cold brew coffee bag. Okay. Good sign is if you just type like the first 2 and then it pops up in here. Amazon's literally telling you, hey, this is something that people are looking up. So cold brew coffee bag is the 4th one down. I'm going to go in there. And right off the bat, it's a good habit to just kind of look at the products and make sure they're all kind of relevant. So what I'm really liking so far is that it's getting irrelevant already on page 1. So for cold brew coffee bags, we have a, like a French press popping up or like a diffuser or infuser. I always fuck that up. I don't know which one is which. We have, coffee filters. We have this mesh stainless steel one. We actually had cold brew coffee. So there's a bunch of random stuff here. And why is that good? Wouldn't you want to see the actual products that you're looking for? Well, we could see that Amazon's telling us people are searching for cold brew coffee bags and there's only a couple options. So the law of averaging would tell us, well, if we're trying to get into a market where there's already 600 people selling one specific product, now let me give you the exact opposite example of this really quickly, that is not going to go well. So like this was kind of a craze last year, beeswax, food wraps. So check it out. There's no randomness here, right? These are all the same products. Yes, the pictures are different, but all of these are beeswax food wraps. And we could go all the way down here. We'll just skip page 2 and go to page 3. I guarantee it's all the same stuff. Exactly. So this is super relevant, which is good for the customer, but it's bad for us as a seller because there's so much competition, right? Forget the reviews, just how many listings are there? We could go through here for days and days and days, and we'll keep seeing these food wraps. So what I encourage you to do, and what I'm starting to tell a lot of my direct students, is spend more time, or just as much time on pages 2 through 10 as you do on page 1. That's really going to benefit you. So let's go back to our cold brew coffee bags. That's what it was, right? Coffee bag. And what you can do to make sure you're searching the correct term, because sometimes you're just not looking at the market, take what you thought the correct term was, go back to Jungle Scout, go to keywords, and then keyword scout. And then you're just going to put what you thought the broadest key term was in there, and it's going to show you, were you right, or is there something else you should be using? So we can see cold brew coffee bag has exactly 1,285 searches per month. Or at least that's what it was last month, and that's why it's showing it to us. So let's see. It doesn't look like there's really a better thing to use. Yeah, that's definitely what we want to be searching. Okay, so cold brew coffee bag is the right thing. And now that's what we put in. Cool. So what we're going to do now, guys, is pull up the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. Now, if you don't have the Chrome extension, this is actually the necessity of selling on Amazon. So as usual, you can get this down in the link in the description. It's like $100. You could get it for 77. because I have the $20 off code. So go pick this up if you're getting started on Amazon. You're definitely going to need this or some kind of market research tool. And now what you're going to see is it's going to actually show you the revenue of the sellers. And that's super important. That's what we're going to base our knowledge off of whether we want to enter in a market or not. Because when we see consistently good revenue, not too high, not too low, shows us, if there's not a ton of sellers and all the sellers that there are making this much, if we put a listing up, it's likely going to have similar results, if not better, if we improve the product. So what the first thing you have to do is eliminate any products that aren't similar. So you're not analyzing products that are not the same thing. So that is not a cold brew coffee bag. So I don't know if that actually has the cold brew in it. Yeah, that's actually the concentrate. So that's not what we're looking for. Those are cold brew coffee filter pouches. Cool. That's the right thing. That's what we saw. That's the right thing. So you see what we're doing here. Yep. So those are actually filled with coffee. That's not what we're looking for. Those are what we're looking for. Glass jar and mesh filter. So that's technically not a cold brew coffee bag, although it's very similar in what it's achieving, but it's not the same product at all. That's what I meant by that, if you were a little bit lost there. So again, that's not the same thing. So most of the time you won't have to do this. Just do like make sure the first 10 or so look correct, because then you have enough there to analyze. So this is actually good, guys. What we're seeing is that if we were to count, it looks like it's getting really random now. I'm not seeing any bags anymore, which is good. So is that one? Yeah, that is. Okay, and that's not. So what we're noticing, there's like 10 sellers for this product. Now what you'd want to do is you'd want to come down and actually count all of them. So that's going to be the next step. But right now, let's just analyze really quickly. So we see, okay, and then it starts getting random. So we have about 8 there. So it's only about 8 sellers that are relevant so far out of the 25 that we've gone through, which is good. And this is the correct search term, so we know we're looking at the right thing. So reviews are kind of high, right? We see 200, 200, 135. But as usual, wherever there's someone with 300 reviews, there's someone with 40 making great amount of money. 4,600 a month. He's making, he's selling 275 a month, so then about 9 a day, right? So he is literally making, let's see, $16.99 coffee filter bag cannot cost very much. He's probably making $10 per unit, so he's probably making $2,700 a month, which is awesome. Good for this guy. People ask me all the time, does Amazon FBA work? Well, that's a silly question. You have Jungle Scout, don't you? You can see all the success all around you. There's tons of abundance. Just got to get in there. So this is a great example. So what I like about this market is there's not a lot of sellers. That's what I really like. Now the only complaint is the sales price is a little low. I see 12, 12, 8, 8. So there's not a ton of room for profit margin. If you're going to sell at $8, I don't even have a real hard time doing that unless your product with shipping costs $1.50 or something. Make a couple bucks profit. Here, I think it could be good. So what you'd want to do now is you're going to come through here and you're going to actually count. So we'll go through these quicker. Obviously these 5 here, but I'm going to just show you kind of how to analyze on this one more in depth. So let's see. 1. So that's the right product. This is not the right product, so we will not count that one. So that's actually the organic one. See how this one says sponsored? We're actually going to count the organic one. But 1, 2, those are not correct. That is. So 3, 4, 5. These are none of these are correct. So those aren't coffee bags. 9. So that is not really the same thing. That's a nut milk bag. 5,000 reviews. Wow. Okay. So 11, 12. And what I like so far is that it's getting really random. Why is it good that it's getting random? Because there's not that many sellers. And if there's 1,500 people searching cold brew coffee bag per month, and there's only 15 people fulfilling that leaves room for you to come in and make sales. I think we were around 12, right? So like 13. Okay, that's not even close to the right thing. Those are wedding bags. That's cheesecloths, not the same thing. Coffee filter bag. Yeah, cold brew system. Okay, so we'll give them that. It's like 14 or 15. I forget where we are now. Point being, you could stop counting now. It's getting so random. It's getting into nut milk bags, wedding bags. So Amazon's going to do its best to show you relevant results. Now, if it runs out of relevant results to show you, it's going to start showing you the next best thing. So if they're searching for cold brew coffee bags, we'll show them cold brew. We'll show them actual coffee. Maybe we'll show them little jars for making cold brew. So these are not the exact same product for what we're looking at. So I would say this is good. And here's the criteria that I want you to either write down, put in your computer, take this down, even just remember it. You want to make sure there's like under 50 listings. So that's a pretty good number that I've come across. It's like if there's more than 50 sellers, it starts getting a little bit harder and you have to work a lot harder at the differentiation. If there's less than 50 sellers selling the exact same product that you want to sell, much higher odds of you getting in there. That's something a lot of people aren't talking about. It's always reviews, make sure there's low reviews. But let me give you an example of somewhere where that could be bad. And this is an example I just actually talked to one of my students about yesterday. Someone came to me and said, is this a good product? I'll show you. It was, I think it was gender reveal party supplies. Cool. So all I have to type was that. It's right there. So on looking at this, it looks great. Okay, so if we click on Jungle Scout, you're gonna see low reviews and you're gonna see everyone crushing it with revenue. It's gonna look really good. So check this out. Yeah, how good does that look? So like if you're new to Amazon, you would think, wow, that's an incredible market. But it is a trap, guys. Let me tell you why. So there's all these low reviews, right? Some with 7 reviews doing 10 grand a month. 15 doing 8, 20 doing 7, 23 doing 13. It looks great. It's exciting, right? But here's where it starts getting, your chances of winning are going to die out. We could scroll through here. We could go to page 3. Again, we don't even need to look at page 2. We're still seeing boy girl party supplies. And we could go to page 4. The point will roll on. If we were to count all of these guys, we'll go to 7. We'll go to 7. Still boy or girl party supplies. Blue and pink party themes. Girl or boy party supplies all over the place. We've literally have just gone, so it's not even going to show us anymore. It's just saying, you know what, that's it. That's all you get. We're only looking at 300 of them. There's literally has been 300 different listings that you have to compete with already. And there's 30,000 results. It's just cutting us off for some reason, only showing us 7 pages. I don't know why they started doing that. It used to be able to go farther than that. Point being, guys, it may have looked good up front. The numbers looked good. But if you had taken my advice of spending more time on pages 2 through, I guess, 7 now instead of 10, as you do on 1, you would have known that this is not a good product because look at all the competition. Even if you came up with a good differentiation, it's going to get so lost in all of the other differentiations that thousands of other people are already trying to come up with. So if we went back to cold brew coffee bag, we'll see there's 15 listings for this, right? So if we come up with a good enough differentiation, we'll put it up here. We'll run a PPC campaign for cold brew coffee bag and all the other long tail keywords, and we'll rank from the bottom up and hopefully get to the #1 spot for this right here. Again, it might not be perfect, but here's what you're gonna do, guys. I'm actually just gonna do it on screen. Usually I'll have a little notebook right next to me. I guess I learned by writing things down or making lists. It seems more productive for me. You could just go right over here and open up Docs. So we'll come in here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a potential product list. And let's spell that correctly. And we could bold that and let's just blow it up. Cool, potential product list. First one is gonna be cold brew. And then let's, we'll throw a little number on it. Cool, so 1 product idea. Cold brew coffee bags. Now remember how in the beginning I told you it's best to just structure it so that you do your product research. When you're doing your product research, you're finding ideas for the top of the funnel. Right now we're running those ideas through the funnel, so we could even close the web app. I'm not going to in case we need Keyword Scout, but you could just close this and look at everything you've opened up. Now what we're doing is running things through the funnel. And what I mean by that is like if you were to draw, can I draw? I forget how to draw on this. I don't think it's that's just highlight. Top of the funnel is Jungle Scout web app. So we're just pouring ideas in. We're opening up tabs. We have no idea if any of them are going to equal a product we end up selling, but that's top of the funnel. when we're going through the funnel, there's all kinds of filters that we're setting, right? It's certain criteria we want it to meet. How many sellers are there? How do the reviews look? How does the revenue look? If it passes through the funnel, what comes out the bottom are actual products that you would want to sell. So this is probably middle of the funnel. After this, the last part of the funnel, I would say, is differentiation. How well can we improve this product so that we have a fighting chance to sell against the other sellers? Because if you don't improve your product, there's no point in selling it. Why would someone buy yours if they could just buy the one that already has 25 5-star reviews, already has a good price? They're just going to buy that one. So, but if yours has 2 or 3 things that the other one doesn't that are extremely valuable, I could already think of one for the cold brew coffee bags. We'll save that for part 3. So part 3 is going to be differentiation, guys, how to come up with a strong differentiation after you create your product list. So let's try and run through one more of these. And now I probably won't get to all of these, but the point was you want to open up, the whole thing about this is just showing you my structure and my mindset. So I'll open up the web app. I'll find ideas. Once I make my way through them, I figure out which ones are good or not. A lot of these will get eliminated. If we opened up 6, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 will make it onto this list. Part 3 is going to be differentiation. So really quick, we'll close down cold brew coffee bags and let's see what this next one was. Trying to think of like what the best keyword for that would be. It looks like electrical box spacers are what those are called down here. Yeah, electrical box spacers. That one says extender. Let's just try that and see what we get. And again, I put it to all departments, guys. Really quickly, we're just gonna do our little look through and see how many listings are there. So it does seem to be getting relevant already, which is good. Like we have outlet extenders, we have handlebar tape for some reason, we have some kind of razor by Philips. So it's getting kind of random, which is good. Really quickly, a good way that you could do, instead of having to do the counting thing, what you could do is just look at page 1 and 2. I think there's about 40 or 50 results on page 1. So if by page 2 it's dying out, you kind of know it's meeting your criteria, which it seems to be. So now what we'll do is we'll pull up Jungle Scout. People need to be making money or else there's no point in selling it, right? So it does look to be a little scarce. There's 2 or 3 people doing okay. Okay, and then we have someone with 5 reviews here. So this is what I would call like a very underdeveloped market with very low competition and probably low demand. So we don't even see, 10 listings doing pretty well. We see like 3 or 4. So there's not a ton of demand for this. I guarantee if we clicked, we could change that a little bit. Well, let's take that and we'll actually go to where we were looking up the best search term for this, and we'll put this in here and see what we get. So again, if you don't remember what we're doing here, we're just trying to figure out what the best search term for this is. Electrical outlet extender. Okay, so that has 3,000 searches. This only has 800. So let's go change our search term to that. That's why that's such a valuable tool. That's why, because this is a totally different product. Okay, so what did I have it set to before? Electrical box extender. So there actually is potential, because you could try a big misconception is that you have to order 500 units to lock yourself in. Why not order 100 of these, right? So there's not a lot of demand. You don't need a ton of products. You'll know if it sells well with 100 units just as well as you would if you had ordered 500, except for if it doesn't sell well, you won't be stuck with inventory. If it sells well, you run out of stock, you'll know it works. So that's an approach that I love taking, and it gets me excited because I know that I don't have to lock into these huge product ideas. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Adam Fisher said this well. He was like, if you're 60% sure, I was just talking to one of my students about this. It's kind of funny. We agreed that we would want to be more like 80% sure. But he was like, if you're like 60% sure, just go for it. And I think he's just trying to kick people in the butt there and get them to take some action, which is important, right? But yeah, we'll throw it on the list, because what we're going to do after in part 3 is actually we're going to try and think of differentiations, and we'll head to Alibaba, and we're actually going to look and see if these would be profitable. So we'll put it on there. I don't think that's a super big profiting product, but if we could make, like I said, if we can make $50 a day, why not, guys? It's not like we're handcrafting these things ourselves and it's this huge project. We'll order 100, see how it goes. Make our best differentiation, and we'll move on. Look at me spelling oscillating correctly. Oscillating multi-tool. So that's just the blades then. And that's what we're supposed to be looking for. And we'll do our little test. If we run through here, how many listings do we see? Already it's packed to the brim on page 1 of relevant listings. Page 2 is also packed. So I usually will stop there for the most part. I'll go to page 3. So yeah, if I were to count these, I guarantee there's well over 100 already. So we're just gonna stop there. And guys, that's why this is how to become efficient at product research. Don't spend 3 hours on this tool and then think you got something done. It was a dead end from the beginning, so just shut it out and forget about it, and we'll go find something that's better. Cool, so let's move on to the next one. First birthday water bottle, birthday party water bottle sticker labels. I don't even know what to search for this, so this is actually, I'm glad that we came across this. I doubt that it has 75-star reviews, so those are probably all fake reviews. So what you can do is just take the ASIN right here, guys. If you don't know where it is, you could actually just come down here, and the ASIN will be, why am I not seeing it? It's right here. So you can grab that as well, and just take that and put that in here. So this Keyword Scout is also a reverse ASIN search tool. So it'll actually give you the keywords that they're ranking for and which ones, yeah, they're only 70 searches per month. That is not a lot. Bottle sticker labels, birthday water bottle labels. I don't know how people are selling these. They must be ranked for something else. What we could actually do is put them in Cerebro by Helium 10, free tool. So we'll get in here. And so this is why these videos are so helpful. I think, my opinion, style like this that I do is because when I go on for a while, I start just becoming more natural, right? Like I was saying, I want to get back to this style of video again, where it's kind of just me doing my work in front of you. And I think a lot of you guys related to that in the beginning. I kind of got offset and like got caught into like the YouTube, Amazon FBA guru trend of like pushing like the course and like other things, but I'm like so excited to just come back to this. So what we could do is we already have their ASIN. You just put it right in Cerebro and then hit enter and then do get keywords. So that's actually gonna try and show you what they're ranking for. Kind of just like what the web app did, but we'll see, we'll compare the tools. So they're on page, so we don't have organic rank at all. First birthday. So they're probably ranking for first birthday is my guess. With 3,000 searches per month, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's try that out. So we'll just put first birthday in here. First birthday girl. Kind of a weird search term, but we're gonna check it out. I'm just gonna stop right here. This is kind of why it's like a dead end. I don't really think there's a market around this product. Sometimes you'll just have a random product that does well and there's not really people searching for it and they just put it in the right position, right place, right time. That's hard to replicate. So we're actually looking, yeah, it's getting weird. We don't even see the right product. So there's not really a market here. What we could even try and do, but I'm discouraged to do this because I just saw the results. Water bottle labels did not have a lot of searches. I think it said 70. Hard to lock in. Like, how do you know which one? It's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, so I don't like this one right away. It's not vibing with me. I don't like the idea of this. We're just gonna exit out again. Know when to just say no to something. Okay, disposable ear washer tips. You see that one? It's the one we just saw. And it looks like, so if you saw me scrolling through there, you should know what we're doing by now. Just kind of seeing if all the results are relevant. What is this one? Really shitty first picture and they're just killing it probably because they have so many reviews. It doesn't, like, sometimes that happens. If someone just started selling in like 2012 on Amazon, they could have the worst listing and just sells because they've just been selling for so long. They have all that momentum. I think that one's doing really good with 7 reviews. Oh, that's the same brand, right? Dr. Easy, Elephant. Yeah, that was the same thing. That's why they're doing well. They probably have companies that know about that are actually searching for that exact same thing all time. They actually just started selling in January. They're doing pretty good if that's actually real results. So my worry here is these smaller guys are not doing good. Got 11 reviews, not doing good. They're doing okay. they're doing pretty good. But that's not like the tips that we saw. Disposable ones, they're doing good. $12.99, really cheap. And that, does it come with the bottle too? So again, I'm not getting a good spread of products, and it kind of seems like this person is dominating, not person, but company. So we'll stay away from this one, and we're just gonna eliminate it. And then this acrylic corner shelf. So I already know I like this one. But in case, you know, I'm not gonna just assume that everyone has seen this already, because I know a lot of you are probably, it's your first time watching my video. Let's analyze this. So it's this one that's doing well. That's the one we were just on, we clicked on in part 1. And then what I liked about this market is there's not too many competitors. Again, I think we counted and we found 10. Right, so that was the first step. Scroll down page 1 and 2, see how many relevant listings there are. You could already see it's getting super relevant. There's like no listings for these. So that's why this is working so well. He's only competing against himself and one or two, like these are like, that's it right here. These are like the sellers and maybe those and that, but that's it. And when you enter a market like that, it's definitely gonna work out in your favor, because it's like, okay, I pick this one or this one. 50% of the time, if you have a great listing, you're gonna get the majority of the sales, since there's not other competitors, right? So that's what I want you to take away from this part. So we'll add this one too. Clear acrylic, double L'd it. Clear acrylic shelf corner. I think clear wasn't actually part of it. There we go. So what did I say? We opened up 6. I said if we're lucky, we'll find 2 or 3. So we have done that. Guys, that's gonna do it for this part. If you haven't already and you watched it backwards for some reason, go back and watch the part 1. The next part will be coming out tomorrow. If at the end of this video it says part 3, then the next part is already out. So I'll see you guys there. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in part 3.